Hello, in this session I will be working to graph this quadratic equation that I have on the board by using the process of completing the square to get our equation in the standard parabola form. And so recall that whenever we want to complete the square, the first thing that we're going to want to do is make sure that there's a positive 1 coefficient in front of the x squared term. So in order to do that in this problem, we'll go ahead and take a negative out of our equation. Now, I only really care about the x squared and the 8x terms, so I'll just leave the plus 2 on the outside. I'm only taking the negative away from the first two terms. Now, inside of these parentheses, we can go ahead and complete the square. So, recall to do that, we're going to take the coefficient of the x term right here, divide it by 2 to get 4, and then we square that. So 4 squared is 16. So we'll add a 16 over here. Now, of course, we can't just add a 16 for free. We're going to have to do the opposite in another part of the equation. But here's where we have to be careful. We're not going to subtract a 16. We're actually going to have to add a 16 because this 16 is really a negative 16 if we distributed that negative here. So since we're subtracting a 16, we'll add a 16. So it's like we're just adding 0. Our equation will be unmodified. So simplifying the equation from here, of course, this is x plus 4 squared. And then adding the 2 and the 16 together, we will get an 18. So our reduced equation is negative x plus 4 squared plus 18. And from here, it's really easy to tell a few things. First of all, since we have this negative in front of the squared terms, that's going to tell us that our parabola is going to open down. If it was positive, then our parabola would instead open up. So that's what the negative tells us. And then we will also be able to read the vertex. Remember, our standard equation of a parabola looks something like this, where the point h comma k is the vertex. So in this case, our vertex will be negative 4 comma 18. Okay? Couple of other things that we would be able to tell from this. Since our vertex is at the point negative 4 comma 18, we're going to have an axis of symmetry at x equals negative 4, and I'll kind of draw that in when I draw the parabola too, so you guys can see exactly what that means. But the only other things that we might have to do for an equation like this is we could find the intercepts if we want. So we could find the x-intercepts by setting 0 equal to negative x squared minus 8x plus 2. And here we just have to use the quadratic formula to solve for the x's. I'm not going to do that here, but if you'd like to practice on your own, the solutions that you should get are negative 4 plus or minus 3 root 2. And of course, we can get the y-intercept as well by plugging 0 in for each of the x's. And if we do that, we're going to get a y-intercept of 2. Okay, so using all of that information, I'll go ahead and sketch the graph on the right over here. So of course, we know that our vertex is at negative 4, 18. And that we're going to open down, and then we should have a y-intercept over here at 2. We'll have an x-intercept somewhere over here, and an x-intercept somewhere over here. This will be negative 4 plus 3 root 2. This will be negative 4 minus 3 root 2. Okay, and so here I'll switch to a different color. Our parabola will look something like this. And notice here is our axis of symmetry, like I stated earlier. X equals -4. All right, if you do have any questions, please feel free to shoot me a message, and I would be happy to help you out.